welcome to Mom Talk. On this episode, we have a popular Clarksville photographer with us. We have Alison Weakley.
Hi.
Thank you for coming and doing this.
Thanks for having me.
Okay, so I always like to tell everybody how we know our guests. So, of course, Victoria and I both know you from your photography business.
Yes.
But then I also know your husband. We went to school together.
That's right.
Our entire lives. Richard.
Class of
03.
03.
Oh, yeah, because we just saw each other
Yes,
at
reunion
the
time.
reunion. Yeah, that was good. Okay, so I want to hear how y'all met.
So Richard and I both went to Tennessee Tech.
Okay, I thought y'all met in college.
We met in high school,
Oh,
but
okay.
we didn't really meet. So we met in college. We were both a part of the Wesley Foundation. And I was actually engaged before to somebody else. And so we were friends. We worked at a church camp together, Cedar Crest Church Camp. We had gone there when we were younger, elementary and like youth group stuff.
Okay.
But I actually met him and didn't realize I met him at a church camp that we went to in high school at Beersheba Springs. It was a youth group thing, and I was dating a friend of his. It was like that summer church camp love thing.
So he saw you.
So he saw me, and he tells the story way better than I do because it's awkward for me to tell the story. But he says, well, I noticed my friend, and he had this girl beside him, and he was like, how did that guy get that girl? So
That's so cute.
anyway, but we were still just friends there. Like, I didn't really know him at that point, but that's when we met. My relationship did not go well that I was engaged to, so I broke that off.
Okay.
And Richard and I started dating. We were friends beforehand, so I think that's what helped get us like closer and everything too. We were good friends, but
So officially dating in college.
officially dating in college. Yes.
Okay. Okay. What was your major?
Early education.
Okay.
I was a teacher, mostly preschool and kindergarten, but shout out to teachers. I'm not going to do that again. I don't think.
Okay, so when y'all were official, how long did you date before you got married?
Let's see, 2004 is when we became official, and we got married in 2007.
Is that when y'all graduated college too?
So I graduated with my bachelor's in 2005, and then I went on since we were dating and got my master's.
Okay.
So then we could like be in college still together.
That's so sweet.
And then he was going to get his master's but wasn't staying at Tech. He was going somewhere else. We didn't know at the point where he was going. So then I was like, if you want me to go with you, we got to get married. So we got married in August 2007 and moved to Auburn, Alabama.
Okay, and that's
2
where
years.
he got
That's where he got his master's.
Okay.
So
Did you know the whole time that y'all would come back to Clarksville eventually?
not when we were in Auburn. I mean, I say this all the time. I married a Weakley. So.
I was about to say, girl, you didn't have a choice.
So I married a Weakley. So you marry a Weakley, you tend to come back. You tend to come to Clarksville, and I love Clarksville. But like that was like, and it wasn't ever a definite thing. When he got done at Auburn, we moved to Nashville because that's where I got a job. So I was teaching in Nashville at elementary school.
Okay.
So that's where we moved first, and then I got pregnant with our first while we were there in Nashville, and then Richard got a job here in Clarksville and was driving back and forth. So it just worked out better for us to move. I stopped teaching to take care of baby Ben.
I love that. 14 years ago, right?
Almost 14 years ago.
Okay.
He'll be 14 in April.
Okay. How was that having a teenager? How's that transition been for you?
If you asked me yesterday, it would have been a different story, but this morning it was not fun.
Oh no. And I'm sure it is so different with girls and boys too.
I know. I remember me as a teenager, so I'm not looking forward to Lily. But boys I thought they were going to be easy. But
Not so much.
There's a lot of hormones in boys too, so.
Yeah. So you have 3.
I have
so
3.
14.
All about to have birthdays. They all have spring birthdays, so.
Fun for you.
So they're all about to have birthdays in March and April. So they will be turning 14, 12, and 8.
Okay. How do you like those age gaps?
We like them.
Good.
Like the boys were really close, like growing up. I mean, they're boys. They fight like siblings, but they played together. They did really well together. Lily was kind of a surprise 4 years after Tucker, but I've always wanted an even number of children.
So 3 works.
3 is definitely working, yes.
You nailed it.
So after we had Tucker, we were debating on whether we wanted another one. We've always wanted to adopt. I've been hardcore called to Ethiopia a lot of times.
Yes,
so
I've seen your photos of that.
We were really debating back and forth. And then I ended up getting pregnant 2 years after Tucker. We were going to have them like 3 years apart. And I lost that baby. And so then with everything that we went through with all that, I mean, miscarriages are hard. Mm-hmm. So we decided we didn't think that we wanted to do it anymore. We were done. And then all of a sudden I got baby fever again. You know, like I just was determined I was having a baby, and we got told that, well, you know, the miscarriage did me in. There wasn't a way that a baby was going to come. Like there was stuff, like lots of like medical stuff happening with me and all kinds of testing and all the things. We did all like treatments for a little bit, but I like all how those made me feel. So we were done. And like everybody says, when you stop trying, like that's
when it happens.
When it happens. And even my doctor to this, like at that point was just like, well, your numbers and blood work were showing that there was no way that that could have happened. But it did happen. So, and then we got Lily.
A miracle.
So, yeah.
Okay, so what happened with your miscarriage that caused her to think you would not be able to carry?
Blood work was showing every month that I was not ovulating.
Okay. Mm-hmm. And they attributed that to your miscarriage. Mm-hmm. How far along were you?
I was 10 weeks.
Oh, wow. Mm-hmm. I'm so glad Lily's here.
And we have Lily.
Just a little true miracle.
I know.
Spitfire little thing. So
she reminds me so much of you when I see her running around dance.
Oh, gosh.
She's at the same place as Emma. And Messina's little girl.
Yeah.
They're so cute. Are they besties?
They are, but they're almost at a time more like siblings just because they are, depending on the year. This year they're 5 days apart, but there's leap day in between their birthdays. So most of the time they're 4 days apart. Their birthdays are. So they have seriously been together since birth.
Yes.
So more like sisters.
Okay.
They do well together, but then they also fight very well together too. Like girls.
Yes, like girls do.
Yeah.
Okay, so I know Richard has a large family. How many kids did y'all want? I know you said you wanted an even, but did y'all both agree on?
He wanted 2. I wanted 4.
Okay. Well, then, yeah, you just
really
split the
compromised.
difference.
We compromised and split the difference. Yes. So they're still out there. I mean, I will never be pregnant. I can't say that. God tends to like do things when you say stuff like that.
Don't be
the plan
saying
is
never.
for me never to have another baby
From
grow
your body.
inside of me. Yes.
Okay.
We would love to adopt still. Adoptions are closed in Ethiopia, so we're kind of just like
Has
holding
Richard
out
been with
and
you on
waiting.
those?
He has. He's been 3 times.
Okay, have the kids gone at all?
The kids have not gone. The group that we go with, Ordinary Hero, their age, like minimum age requirement is 14. So Ben can start going. We were going to go, Lily was, it sounds ridiculous now that I say it now, but Lily was 4 months old, and we were going to go and take the kids and go for like a month-long trip there. To go we felt called that we needed to go, and we were going to go over there and do mission work and be around, but because our kids were a great age at the time, they were 6 and 4 and newborn, but our pediatrician kind of was like, okay, maybe we should wait on this. You can go, but there's like vaccines that they hadn't gotten, that she hadn't. And so we kind of put that on hold. We want to, that's in our plans. We would love to be able to take them all at the same time, or if one at a time, at first, but to be able to go and stay for 4 to 6 weeks or whatever, just to
that would be amazing.
Be there.
How did y'all find that organization?
So I've always loved Africa. Mainly it was because I wanted to go on a safari, and I still do one of these days. Yeah. I will. So 2014, that January, I happened to see a friend of a friend post something about it, and they shared it trying to get people to go on this trip. And that January, Tucker was turning 2 that year in March, and I just saw it. I was like, Ethiopia, like that's Africa, that's, okay, we could fundraise. I can get this done. I could do this. I could also, timing wise, I wasn't nursing a baby. We didn't have any super young. We didn't have a young baby. We had a 2-year-old and a 4-year-old. So I saw it one night on a Sunday night, and by Monday night I was registered to go. I learned all the things. I researched it all that next day, and It was just like meant to be. Timing wise, like date wise, worked out all the things. So I went then and fell in love with Ethiopia. And that was that summer of 2014. When I came back, I was just a completely different person due to like everything that I saw and did over there. It took me a while. It was a big transition coming back for me. And Richard didn't quite understand because he hadn't gone. He had done, I mean, we had both done mission stuff growing up with youth group that was more fixing roofs, painting houses, building ramps, you know, the construction wise. Well, this wasn't a construction trip. This was a relational trip. You know, we're creating relationships with these people and helping people get food or blankets or sponsorships through Ordinary Hero. And so they had a trip pop up that came up right after Christmas. And that October, we had signed up for him to go. And he's never going... I have been without him, but he will never go without me. I will always tag along.
Yes. Yeah.
So, and now I've been 6 times.
Oh, wow. I didn't realize it was that many.
I've been 6 times, 4 with another group, and then 2 as a leader. So I've led trips.
What do you do as a leader?
You have, like, we have relationships with all the ministry leaders there in all the different ministries that Ordinary Heroes going on. So I pretty much lead a team. Last summer, I led a team of 3 women, and it was a small group, but it ended up being like one of the best groups just because none of the team knew each other. But, I mean, I knew all 3 women, but they didn't know anybody. And so when we get over there, it's a very long plane flight, so you get to learn a lot about everybody on the way there. So when we were on the plane flight, we found out everybody was connected in one way or the other. It was just really weird how, like, somebody taught somebody else's kid, and then these people live, like, pretty much on the same street and they didn't know it. So you just introduce, like when you're leading a team, you pretty much just introduce everybody to everything that's going on, and you help them like serve and love on people there in just the ways that you do. You're also in charge of, like, you know, making sure that everybody stays safe and making sure we've got the funds for doing different things and like handing out for medical supplies or anything. So
do you go to the same location every time?
We go to the same places every single time.
Okay. So
we stay in the same spot. There's a guest house there that we stay in. We stay in the same spot, and then we go to the same ministries like throughout. And there's 5 or 6 ministries that they do there, that they have people on ground in Ethiopia at all times helping and serving.
So you're seeing some of the same people that you...
We are.
Seen before.
And we have sponsorships there. We sponsor 5 children from Ethiopia, so I get to see all the kids that we sponsor every single time.
I love that. How old are they?
They range from, well, the newest, let's see, that was a year, so it's almost a year old now because it was a baby, like 5-day-old baby last summer, so almost a year old. The oldest is Ben's age, so she's 14.
Okay. Oh, that's really
And we have them in ages of our children. So they're all like right around the same ages of our kids. So,
oh, that's really
and
neat.
then extras because I have an issue whenever I go.
You're like,
Just add them on. Add that family on.
Put
it's
them on
good.
there.
Yeah, we can do it.
Just add it on. So, because I fall in love with different ones over there.
I
so,
know.
How long is the plane flight?
From Nashville to DC or Newark, New Jersey, you know, that's 2.5 hours.
Right.
And then straight from there is about 16.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that's a commitment.
It is. It's a commitment. It's a long flight.
Do your kids seem like very interested in
They have been. Anytime that we're going, they tend to ask when is their turn to go. Because they've seen the pictures and videos that we bring back, and they hear the stories and everything. So
I'm sure
they're
they see how
interested,
much it means.
but I don't think that they know what they are going to get themselves into.
Right.
Right.
So
I mean, you can't until you are there.
You can't. You can never. And I mean, even seeing pictures and everything, you think that you know, but then you get
It doesn't
there
do it justice like it
No.
can.
Yeah, you can't. So
Okay, so how were your pregnancies with your kids? All same? All different? How'd you feel?
all 3 different.
Okay.
All 3 very different. So, and we didn't find out with any of ours what we were having.
Ooh, fun.
So the first go around, pretty easy pregnancy, all the things. I was determined I was having a girl. Richard was determined it was a boy.
Richard won.
I hate
Which
you.
Richard won. He did. I lost on every single pregnancy. I am not, when they ask mamas, what do you think it is? You know, Most mamas can tell. I cannot.
Oh, I didn't have a clue.
I cannot tell. I guessed wrong on every single
Every
one of ours.
time?
Everyone.
Did you have any of the old wives' tales that you thought it was a girl?
With Tucker, no, not with Ben. Ben was
Okay.
like, mm-mm. But with Tucker, I did. Like, I craved the sweets. I was carrying different. I was like super sick and not like, I mean, everything pointed to girl with that kid.
Yeah, and especially since both boys were so different, I would
Yes.
totally think girl.
Nope. There was another boy. There was the boy. So the third pregnancy, I was determined I was having another boy. I was like, I don't
Right.
create.
I don't make girls.
Yeah.
I don't make girls. I don't create like it's not a thing. I'm not gonna do the girl thing. So I knew I was having a boy. I was setting in my head. I was hoping for a girl, of course. You know, I mean, I've got two boys. It's
Yeah.
nice. But but in my head, I kept thinking, yes, I'm going to have 3 boys. I'm going to be a boy mama. My life is going to be insane. Like, there's going to be lots of testosterone running around my house. It'll be fine. It's going to be great.
Yeah.
And even my doctor, because my doctor was determined, she was like, I'm not going to find out. We're all going to find out together. Like, she said, it'll be a grand surprise. She was like, but I have a feeling it's a boy. Like, she didn't know, but she was like, I have a feeling it's a boy.
Yeah.
The funny thing is our boys, while I was pregnant with Lily, our boys kept saying she.
Oh, they knew.
They kept saying sister. They kept saying she. And I was like, y'all don't get your hopes up. Like, it's, nope, like, don't. And then we had a girl. They also named her. They had a name for her. Her name was going to be Flower Bow.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay.
I mean, it's 4-year-old and 2-year-old. Lily is
It's
a
a
flower.
I was
flower.
gonna
See,
say.
So Lillian is my grandmother's middle name, my dad's mom. And then her middle name is Goldie, which is my grandmother's on my other side of my mom's name.
So cute.
So cute. So did they want her to be a girl, or they just thought?
I don't know if they really. I mean, they were 4 and
So
2,
little.
so
That's
they
so
were so
cute,
little.
though.
Like, it doesn't. Or no, they were 6 and 4. Excuse me, they were 6 and 4 when she was born. So I don't know if they really knew or really, but it was funny how it was like they really did know. So
They had some intuition.
they did.
Did
So,
you deliver them vaginally, or did you have C-sections?
all vaginally?
Okay.
Ben was a 9-pound baby.
Oh,
They're
wow.
all big babies.
How'd that
That's
go
the
for
weekly
you?
thing. Like,
Yeah.
that's a weekly thing. So very rough. With Ben being a 9-pound baby, I had multiple surgeries like afterwards
Really?
because he was so big. Yes.
Oh.
When I got pregnant the second time, my doctor was determined that she wanted to do a C-section on me just because I had gone through so much with Ben. And she was like, you're going to have another big baby. But Tucker tried coming at 27 weeks. Like, I was put on meds to like try to stop labor a lot. And he ended up coming at 36 and a half weeks. And he was still 8 pounds 1 ounce, 3.5 weeks
wow.
early. So he would have been a big baby. But I did not have a C-section. I didn't want to.
I was going to say, were you against it? You're like, let's just
I
do
wasn't
this.
fully. If we needed to do it, I was for it. But I wanted to try it. I didn't want to.
And definitely if he's coming at 36 weeks.
Yeah. Well, he came on his own because I stopped the meds around then, and he
What
was.
meds were you on?
I don't remember.
My sister had a magnesium drip.
So
stop
I had to
labor.
go to the doctor. We were at the hospital like 3 times because he started coming early, and they had to stop contractions. Try to
wow.
get it stopped. They gave me whatever pills that was, and I was on IV stuff.
Okay.
I don't know what it was, but it was a pill that I had to take like every 4 hours round the clock
Oh, wow.
that I had to take. I don't even remember what it was.
Oh my gosh, from 26.
And the doctor told me at 36 weeks, she was like, you're good. Stop taking it. But of course, me being mama and scared already, I was like, but they say lungs aren't developed till 37 weeks, you know? So I got nervous. Well, my medicine I didn't have anymore ran out at 36 and a half weeks. So then there he came.
There he came.
And he was fine?
He was fine.
Okay, great.
He was fine.
No NICU stays or anything.
Nope, nothing.
Oh, that's
he was
awesome.
perfectly fine.
I mean, yeah, it's a big baby.
He is a big baby. I had big babies.
Maybe they had your due date wrong.
Maybe. That's what we think. I don't know, but he was a big baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
He would
what
have been a
about
10-pound
Lily?
baby.
For sure.
Lily, I was determined I was having a natural birth.
Oh, okay.
Bless. That's why I will never have another baby.
Because you didn't
right
know
there.
meds?
I didn't know meds.
Oh, wow.
I went in thinking that I was not gonna have meds, but I'd already told my doctor if I start waving the white flag that it's okay. Please bring in the meds. I'm not gonna be a hero. I didn't care about it. And yeah, they it was like came in and said, you're 6 centimeters, and I was at that like a contraction upon contraction upon, like, I was like, I am dying. You're going to have to bring it. Like, going from bathtub to bed to whatever. We had a birthing room at the hospital. Like, it was all the things. And I looked at Richard. I was like, I cannot do it. So within 5 minutes, they had the anesthesiologist in there. And they were like, okay, well, here we go. We're going to give you the meds. They gave me the numbing shot before they put the epidural in. They gave me as I was laying on my side with them about to do the numbing shot, I said, I have to push. And they're like, nope, you're only 6 centimeters. I was like, no. I've got to push. So within 5 minutes, I went from a 6 to a 10.
No.
So I was calling. I was giving up. I was going to get the meds. And then they were, but I will say, the whole birthing naturally, I don't remember feeling that hardly at all. Those contractions were a completely different story.
Oh, wow.
So, but, I mean... And she was out in 2 pushes.
Good for you.
Yeah, my doctor barely had time to come back in. Like, she had left the room to get anesthesia in there, and then they immediately called her back. They're like, oh, she is at a 10. You're going to have to come back.
I've never heard of anybody progressing
That is
fast.
so fast.
It was super fast. It was, yeah.
Lily said, no meds here.
Yeah. She was
How much did she weigh?
She was 8'9".
Okay, yeah.
And I was induced with her because though we had such big babies beforehand, I was induced because at 38 weeks, they showed me that she was already measuring over 8 pounds. So they said, no, we're going to get this child out. So
Yeah, please do.
Yeah. Please get her out. So,
Oh my gosh.
yeah.
Okay, so what are they into now? What are we doing?
Lily loves to dance.
I love seeing her
that.
dance.
She does dance, hip hop, ballet, tap, jazz, 2 nights a week.
Okay, were you in a Mommy and Me class too?
We were. We started out, and they started the Mommy and Me class because I kept asking about when Lily could start dance at like 18 months. Because I danced for 16 years. So I had always, when I had a girl, I was like, oh, I really hope she dances. She loves it. Now she likes the hip hop more than the structured ballet stuff now because the girl likes shaking her butt. So she's got some sass. The boys are, right now, they're wrestling.
Which Richard wrestled.
Which Richard wrestled. He wrestled in high school. So they're following along the path.
Is he happy they're doing that?
He
Since
is.
he wrestled?
And they
Okay.
like it. They really like it a lot. But they're also into soccer. So, and they both ran cross country in the fall. So they're running all over the place. But
You're running all over
I'm
the
running
place.
all over the place. We only typically do one sport at a time. So thank goodness wrestling, like cross country and soccer ended, then wrestling started. And then wrestling will end and soccer will start back up. So
Okay,
it'll
well,
be-
at least you've got that going for you.
And we have summers off, so of all sports.
I love
so we
that.
don't do the
You can,
and we don't ever do
actually
the
enjoy.
travel. Like, we've never done travel ball. My schedule for my job doesn't, it would be Richard doing it all if we did that.
Okay, yeah, let's
Just
talk
so-
about that because your job is mainly a weekend and nights job.
Yeah, it is. It's hard. I don't do a lot during the week, taking photo-wise, Monday through Friday, unless it's a newborn or schools. I do some school photos, like at different schools, but mainly it's just like newborns that I do during the week. So everything else is late afternoon to nights into all the weekends. So
Yeah.
and I have to schedule stuff out. I get to set my own schedule, so it works out really well. Most of the time, I can be at all the kids' stuff,
Right.
but sometimes it doesn't work that way, especially in the fall when it gets super crazy and everybody wants fall pictures.
Right.
So,
And like your weddings and stuff.
weddings. I limit weddings every year.
Okay.
I say I do 4 a year,
Okay.
and I'm very picky with my brides and grooms.
Okay.
Well, I should just feel so honored.
You
then.
should.
I
You
made the cut.
You did
back
make
in
the cut.
2018.
You did make the cut. So I limit them just because they're all-day events, and it's an all-day Saturday or Sunday.
Into the night.
Into the night. So it's taken me away from my family that whole time, which depending on the time of year, it's like, okay, I need a breath away from them. Not, just to go and do. And it is a lot. Weddings are a lot just in general. A lot of pre-planning, a lot during the day, and then editing afterwards it's a lot of photos. But the family stuff I can typically set really easy, and it's a lot of fun. My favorite to shoot is families.
That's what I was going to
I
ask
love
you. Okay.
to photograph families just because you get to have fun. I love the candid stuff. I know everybody wants the smiling at the camera, everybody
Listen.
trying to get that.
My favorite pictures I think you've taken of us, Remy cries every year, like scream cries, right?
She does.
But now I've got like this nice progression of her crying and the dramatics, and I just love it.
Yeah.
We get her to smile.
No, she does.
It
She comes
takes-
around.
She does come around. It
makes
takes
you work
some.
for it.
She does. She does make me work for it.
But now I've got this like great progression of her crying face. It's great. So cute.
But my favorite is families, just because they're fun. Because you can do a lot with families.
I'm really digging your senior pics lately too.
I have had a lot of seniors.
Yeah.
A lot of seniors this year. And I've had a lot of inquiries about seniors just because it's about to be graduation time. So everybody trying to get those in. But I started 4 years ago. I just had a bunch of mainly senior girls kept saying that they, I offer different packages, like a full or a mini session for them, but they only do it like once a year and they want to wear a cute summery type dress they have picked out because they get to change outfits,
Yes.
a cute summer dress, but then they also wanted to be in winter stuff. But depending on the time of year we do it, either you're freezing cold or you're burning up because Tennessee weather is like that.
It could be all in the same
It
week.
could be all in the same week. That's right. So I just randomly came up. I was like, well, what if I did something like a package wise that, is like through the year. And it was mainly for the girls because, just trying to get them to have all the different outfits that they wanted. And so I have a through the year package that is we start in the summer. So they get 4 different sessions, one summer, fall, winter, and spring. And
that's
spring
so
is
smart.
always ends up in front of the school with cap and gown.
Okay.
So, but I have a lot of boys this year, a lot of guys this year doing it too.
And I love seeing like their style, like you said. They want to have their cute outfits.
They do. They all have their different styles. They all have what they like, and they get to pick. It's one outfit every time that they get to choose.
That's really smart.
And it's fun just because over the past few years that I've done it, I really get to know these seniors because, I'm taking their pictures, but I'm also like meeting up with them. We're chatting during their session. What are you into? What's going on in your life? And so I get to know all of them, like all their senior year and get to hear about everything. So it's almost like a bittersweet thing. Like at the very end when I'm doing their last session, I'm like,
Bye.
This is it.
Yeah.
Like this is.
Oh, yeah.
That is bittersweet.
So it is.
I know they love them though.
They do. And it's a lot of fun. Like the girls, I have some girls that will get up there and pose like none other. They've got it down. And I have some boys that do that too. But then I also have some that are just like, I'm so awkward. Like, especially the girls, they're like, I'm so awkward. I don't know what to do. But they're like the most beautiful girl. You're like, all you have to do is stand there.
Right.
Like, just stand there.
Yes.
And smile. Like, you're
Do your
good.
kids like having their picture taken or are they like over it?
No, they hate it.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're my worst clients.
Exactly. That's what I was going to say.
They are my worst
I know
clients.
they are.
My children are. They are. They do it though. But I do every once in a while have to pay them for their modeling. So
I was going to say, do you have to bribe? Is there an
bribe.
incentive?
Let's see. There was something I did not too long ago. I was like, I really just need y'all to do this. Can you please? I was like advertising for something. I was like, can you please just do this for me? And they all like go against me on this. Like they like work together on this.
They
They're
team
like,
up.
it'll be $10 each.
Oh.
Like, golly.
Steve.
Okay, well, I know that I'm using them to advertise for photos, to...
I figured out early this could be a
They
paid gig.
They have figured it out, so...
Smart.
How did you first start doing photography? Like from teaching to stay-at-home mom? What was that
So I have
transition?
always loved taking pictures. Always. Even young. I would be the one that had the camera with every family vacation growing up. And of course that was all filmed then. So my mom hated going to Walmart to go buy more film or develop the film, get
That's
it
a
back. Because
throwback,
she's like,
yeah.
oh my gosh, like how much money am I spending? And a really good friend of mine, we would always model ourselves. Like we'd each have our own cameras and we would go to each other's houses and do different model shots in like each other's clothes. Like that was a big old thing back then.
that.
But in college, I started taking pictures more, and it was just us, mainly my roommates, still the same friend as the model shots.
Oh my gosh.
And
look at
we
y'all.
would go and what's funny is we all ended up doing photography some. One of them is still a photographer and the other one is a teacher, but she can do photos. Like she doesn't do it full time, but she will do it. But we all we're taking pictures. We just go places and take pictures. It's mainly like nature scenes. Mm-hmm. And then when Richard and I got married and moved to Auburn, Alabama doesn't accept Tennessee teacher's license. Mm. So I worked at a private preschool there in Auburn and I got my first like big girl DSLR camera. And I just started taking pictures of like the kids at the preschool just for fun stuff at the school. Then family started asking me there at the preschoolers, like, hey, would you take our family pictures? So I started there. And then we came back to Nashville and I did teaching. So no photography then. Got pregnant with Ben, then had him, and he was around a year and a half old. And I was like, I need something. Like, I need to do something. I love being a stay-at-home mom, and I love staying at home with all my kids, but I needed something that was, I felt like, for me.
Right.
You know, that
Like
I
your
was
own identity.
my own
outside of that.
identity outside of being their mom.
Yeah.
And so I started taking pictures again. And it was hard. I say it was hard. I mean, it's hard to build a business no matter what from the ground up. But I was grateful that I had a lot of in-laws around that knew a bunch of people that are born and raised Clarksville. So they helped get the word out and everything. And so it just built up from there. So, and the original idea was for me to be full-time when all the kids went to school. Mm-hmm. But I ended up full-time when Lily was like 1.
Oh, so it took off
It
quickly.
took off quick. So around like right after she turned 1, I officially was like a full-time photographer. Like this was
It's your thing.
It's my thing. So
Yeah.
And it's a lot of fun. I love it.
Okay, so tell everybody where they can find you if they need photos.
If they need photos, it's Alison Weakley Photography. I'm on Facebook and Instagram, and I have a website, but who knows what that looks like some days. I've got 3 kids I got to keep up with. So yeah, you can find me there. Most of the time I post everything on Facebook and Instagram, like all the updates. So
Okay, y'all, so find her if you need photos, and don't wait till the last minute to book them. Just
Exactly.
coming from another photographer's daughter.
yes, don't wait. I love your mama.
Don't wait too
don't
late.
wait to the last minute. Doesn't mean that we're going to be available just because you are.
Yeah.
We do have other lives.
Okay, so thanks everyone for listening. Thank you, Alison, for being here.
Thank you.
Don't forget to follow us on our Spotify and our Apple accounts and on our Instagram. Thanks. Bye.
Bye.